Hello, night school friends, because it is still night here. It is Monday, the 18th, where I am right now when I'm recording this video. We just finished recording our science lab and our Bible video for Friday. So those are done. So right now I'm going to start on my Tuesday videos. So you have a little something we're trying to get ahead so that you have plenty of time to get these done by Friday. On Friday, to finish up on Friday, hopefully when we come back to school next Tuesday. So that brings us to the page that we're working on today, and this is English class. I feel kind of like I'm doing a time travel today. Let me pull up the page and I'll show you. I started making this video and then I realized I was actually on the wrong page. So I thought we'd redo this. Let me get to screen share. There it is. Come down to this and all the way down to oh no, I didn't. I lost it. I gotta get it back. Gotta get it back. Where is it? It's hiding from me. Here's one. There it is. Hiding up at the top. There it is. Okay, so the page is called More Adjectives That Compare. And as you can see right down here, it is page 241. Okay, so this is the page you're going to want to do. And when I did this the first time, I did the page we had already done. So we definitely don't want that one. So we're starting on this new page, 241. It's called More Adjectives That Compare. And you know, it's got those dogs racing on the top of it. And we're going to put our name and the date. And today's date, or the date that I want you to write on this, is going to be 1/19/21. And I said before, I feel like I'm time traveling because I just recorded Friday's videos, which would have been in the past. And today I'm sitting in front of the computer and it's 8:46 p.m. now. Hopefully you're getting ready to go to bed, starting to wind down for the day. And today, right now, we're doing Tuesday's video. So now we're in the future, the 19th. So here we go. I am a time traveler. If you have ever seen the movie, what's that? Back to the Future. I think we were actually talking about this in class the other day. Back to the Future, and I think Austin was mentioning that he had seen it. But here we are back to the future. And we're talking about more adjectives that compare. So we've got an information box right up here, and we'll read this together. We'll listen and repeat. Here we go. Some adjectives describe nouns by comparing persons, places, or things. Okay? And the next one says add ER when comparing to. Add EST when comparing more than two. Okay? So we have some dogs down here, and these are our sentences. It says, the gray dog is a fast runner. You're talking about one. We're not comparing him to anybody. So we're not using an ending. We're using the word fast with no ending. And now the next sentence says, the spotted dog is faster than the gray dog. Now I'm comparing two things. Spotted dog is one, the gray dog is two. I'm going to use the ER. Okay? And then the last one says, the brown dog is the fastest of all the dogs. Okay, I'm using EST. So I've got one is the brown dog. So we're talking about all the dogs right here. So that is 1, 2, 3 dogs right there. Okay. So this tells what we're comparing and whether we use ER or EST or nothing at all if we're only talking about one. Okay. When you check yourself on this, when you are reading things back to yourself, you do the answer and then you kind of listen to yourself say it again. And you listen to see if it makes sense, if your answer makes sense. We do this a lot in math. When we do our problem solving, we get all the way done and we read the answer and we go, oh, does that make sense? Or when we do our super sentences, we get down to the bottom and we read it over and we go, oh, is that right? Yes. So this is one way that we check ourselves. We do it in everything. We do it in math. We do it in English. We do it in reading. We do it in super sentences. We do it in life. We check ourselves to make sure that's okay. If you're driving somewhere and you make a turn and you look down the street and you say, did I make that right turn? Was that where I was supposed to go? And then you're always checking yourself. That's keeping track of what you're doing in your mind. Make sure you're doing the right thing, the thing that you meant to be doing. So here we go. We're getting to the next part and we're going to read the directions, read and repeat the directions, and then do the activity together. Please don't do page 1. What is this? This page is 241. Remember, we're not doing this page today. If you see a snake, wrong page. Well, if you see a snake, better tell mom and dad because you don't want a snake in your house. But if you see this page today, that's not right. We're only doing this page today. Please don't work ahead. It's important that you go with the videos. Okay, so we're only doing this page today. We're only doing the dog page today. We'll do the snake page tomorrow. Okay, so here we go. Our directions say, mark the adjective that completes the sentence. Okay, and my number 1 choices are, remember we read our choices first so we get them in our mind as we're reading the question. My choices are soft, softer, or softest. Okay, and here's what my question number 1 says. Ella has the blank pillow of all the pillows. All the pillows is what we're comparing. Let me do that a little differently here. I'm going to take this out because I want to show you something here as we go. Ella has the blank pillow of all the pillows. How many pillows are we comparing? This word right here, all, gives us our clue. All is going to be more than 2, okay? That's all, that's more than 2. I'm gonna put an M for more right there, more than 2. And if I look back up at my top, it says if we've got more than 2, I use EST. See it right here? EST when comparing more than 2. So I know my answer is going to have an EST on it, and it's this one right here. Softest. There's my answer. And just like I just said, when you come back and you read it again out loud to make sure it makes sense, you'll hear that it sounds better. Ella has the softest pillow of all the pillows. You wouldn't say Ella has the soft pillow of all the pillows because that just doesn't make sense. So that's one way you can check yourself to make sure you've got it right. So we're using the rule as one of our tools and we're sounding it out to make sure it sounds right for the next one. And let's go down to number 2. It says, my choices are quick, quicker, or quickest. And here we go. It says, Dad was a blank worker than Mike. How many are we comparing? Well, we've got Dad right here, that's 1. And we've got Mike, that's 2. So we're comparing 2 things. And remember, we said up here, if we're comparing 2 things, we add ER because we're comparing 2 things. So now we're going to find the one that has ER. And if I look, I see it right here. ER. 2 things. So that's the one I'm going to color in. And then we'll read it to check to see if we're right. Dad was a quicker worker than Mike. Does that make sense? Sure does. Makes sense to me. There you go. There's the one. And let's go down to number 3. Our choices are strong, stronger, or strongest. Okay. And remember, we have to count how many people we are comparing. The question says, Joe is a blank boy. How many are being compared? Nobody, just Joe. So we have 1. So do we say he is strong, stronger, or strongest? Well, let's go back up to the top. Here's my example right here. It's always a good strategy if you're trying to figure something out. Go back and look at your examples. They're really going to help you. And especially on our work that we do, our work is not trying to trick you. Our work is going to be just about like it says it's going to be. So we can look at our examples and we can see gray dog. Well, there's 1. So here we didn't put any ending on it. So maybe we shouldn't put any ending on this next one. So let's go down to here and let's don't put an ending on it. Joe is a strong boy. That one doesn't have any ending. That's our answer. And when we read it back, it says, Joe is a strong boy. Great. Sounds right. Sounds good. Good job. That brings us down to the second part. We're going to listen and repeat the directions. It says, add ER or EST to the highlighted adjective to complete the sentence. Okay, these are the highlighted adjectives. We're going to decide whether we put ER or EST. Okay, we're going to count how many we're comparing and then decide whether we put that ER or EST. So number 1 says, we hear the blank bell of all. Here's my clue word right here, of all. Is of all 1? Nope. Is it of all 2? Nope. It's more. More. And I know that more, I put EST on the back. So I'm going to write the word loud. And then I'm going to put EST on the end. Okay, very good. And now we've got number 5. Number 5 says, that lake is the blank lake in the world. How many are we comparing? 1 lake? There's our clue right here. In the world. How many lakes do you think there are in the world? I bet there are a lot of lakes in the world. So this would definitely be comparing more than 1 and more than 2. So we're going to put M for more. And remember, if we're comparing more, we need to put EST at the end. So we're going to take this word, write it here, and write EST at the end, just like I did this one. So let's write that in there. It's a good time to mention no dollhouses. Make your words fit in the space. And put in E, S, T on the end. Deepest, and we'll read it back, see if it makes sense. That lake is the deepest lake in the world. Sounds good to me. Good job on that. That brings us to number 6. We're using the word old over here. It says, the big dog is blank than the little dog. How many are we comparing? Well, we're looking at the big dog is 1, and we've got little dog, which is 2. Okay, so we've got 1 and 2. We're comparing 2 things here. Hang on just a second, my alarm's going off. Oh, sorry, cat. Okay. No, that doesn't mean it's time for math. It means it's time for me to say hi to my son, see how he did today, see if he had a good day. Okay, so back to comparing. We're comparing the big dog and the little dog, and those are 2 dogs. So for 2 things, what do we put on the end? Do you remember? It's that ER. So we're going to write old. And put our ER at the end. And then let's read it back to see if it sounds right. We've got the big dog is older than the little dog. Does that sound right? Sure does. If I tried it with the big dog is old than the little dog, that just wouldn't make any sense, would it? Or the big dog is oldest than the little dog. Well, that doesn't sound right either. So we want the word older right there. Okay. All right, now that brings us to the bottom. We're almost done with this. Let's listen and repeat. It says, listen to a story about children helping their father on a beautiful day. Write the endings of the 2 adjectives that compare things. I'm not sure how I want you to do. Yeah, I do. Let's say we're talking about the bright day. Let's compare today and tomorrow and yesterday. Today and yesterday. How many days are that? How many days is that? It is today and then yesterday. So actually, how many days are there that I'm talking about? We're comparing 2 days, yesterday and today. So 2, what kind of ending do I put on the end? ER. Brighter day. Okay. Now on this last one, we're going to compare dogs, but we're going to compare 4 dogs. 4 is more than 2, isn't it? So what do we put on the ending of that? That's right, EST, small est. Small est dog. Okay, and those are some freebies in there. So go ahead and get those in. If you don't have these down, rewind the video to find what you missed, pause it, whatever you need to do, it's all good. Remember, we are only doing page 241 today. Do not do page 242. That's going to be for Wednesday. All right, love you much. Our science experiment hasn't changed yet, but then I only did it an hour ago. So we'll see how it changes as we go through time. Thank you very much. I'm glad to have you with me. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. So I'll see you in just a few minutes for math.